Hello and welcome to Tiny Table Talk for The Challenge All-Stars Episode 8 Finals Part 1. And in this video, I'm going to be getting into the finals format and give my opinions about how I feel about it, going into the current scores and how everyone is performing in the finals thus far, give my highlight of the episode, and then go into some of the comments from my Thursday's review and recap. So without further ado, let's jump into the finals format. So right off the bat, I have to say that I absolutely love this format for the finals. First of all, having everyone switch partners is perfect. I loved it in Free Agents. I loved it in every single finals that they had it in. I think it's very fair to have everyone paired up with each other and having to be paired up at different points of the final. And I love that we're in a warmer climate for this final because we just have so much variance in every leg, every step of this finals. They are able to kayak, they are able to bike ride, they're able to run, they're able to do all these different things because it's warmer out and everyone can just do their own thing instead of being in a cold climate where the whole point is like, oh, just run and try to stay warm, is essentially like the biggest barrier in a cold climate. You can't really do anything with water, and if you do something with water, it's gonna be very, very frigid. So I think that being in a warmer climate and it being so sunny is doing so much for the vibes of this final and how everyone is participating and really competing to give it their all. Now, the one thing I love overall about this final is the point system. Now, I understand that as the seasons progressed, they wanted to add in a little bit of mystery, so they had the accumulative final, so where it'll tally all your time for the whole thing, and then by the end, even if you finished first, you had to worry about your time limit throughout the whole course. This is cut and dry because at certain points in the challenge series, they stopped showing times. They stopped showing all of that, and they started being a little bit more like holding their cards close to the vest, to where at the end you would hear that it was like a 2-minute differential between first place and second place. But now in this final, it is so transparent. So if, say, Yes and John A finish a race before everyone else, they get 5 points. We know that they have 5 points. We understand who gets when, in what placing, and the point totals for every time that they do it. And I hope it's that way for the whole time, and it's not like, oh, well, we're gonna go down to like a race at the end and whoever has the most points after day one gets a head start. I would love it for it to be the point totals the whole time because we have that level of transparency. And right now I'm having a blast watching these finals because of the competition and the competitors that are within this final, but also because of how fun the editing, the production, the music, everything about this final is just so good. And this season alone has been getting better and better as the episodes have gone on, and this final is just knocking it out of the park. I can't wait to see the ending of these finals and who's gonna win, but again, it's kind of like a bittersweet moment because once we do get the ending of these finals, that is just one step closer that this season is going to be officially over and we're going to be officially in the off season of the challenge. And this season has just been absolutely incredible. So heading into checkpoint 4, we get a tally of everyone's points and where everyone is laid out. We have Yes in first place at 14, Darrell at 13, John A at 12, Jemmy at 11, Kellyanne, Ruthie, Mark tied with 8, Alton at 7, Anissa at 6, and Big Easy at 3. When taking a look at this, Yes and John A are absolutely killing it. The same with Darrell. I knew he was going to be up at the top. He's always competing at a very high level, and this is no different. And can I just say, he keeps on getting better and better with age. He's like a fine wine, and he is, I would say, even in better shape now than he was back then. He's absolutely crushing it. And really, when taking a look at the 3 who are tied at 8 with Kellyanne, Ruthie, and Mark, I thought they were going to do much better than what they have been doing in these finals thus far. But I think that's just a testament of the finals of the challenge, that on any given checkpoint, anything could happen. We saw the canoe tipping of Alton and Anissa that really kind of screwed them over out of getting 5 points at the very beginning. As we saw that now Alton and Anissa are closer to the bottom. I think Big Easy is doing the best he can. He did struggle on that Tanagram puzzle in the beginning. I think there was a lot of pressure once hearing that there is a purge, but as the finals have gotten to going. He's gotten onto a little bit of a roll. He's got the momentum. He's got a little bit of rhythm, and I feel like he's finding his footing. He's feeling a little bit more comfortable, but I don't know how far up he can make up the points. I really do feel at this moment that yes, Darrell and John A are up at the top, and they're not going to relinquish that lead. I think those three are going to be the ones to watch out for as we head into part 2 of the finals and the next day of the finals. They have the best shot and chance at winning at this moment when taking a look at the current scores. Real quick, I want to give my highlight for the episode, and I have to give it to Darrell for carrying Ruthie uphill in the middle of the finals. We are at a full blown out race. He sees somebody in his peripherals, in his eye line, and he's just like, I want to catch up with them. I'm gonna carry you, Ruthie, and he carries her. It's absolutely incredible to have that endurance, to have that strength this far into day 1 of the finals. I think it was also mental warfare that he was trying to wage on the other competitors when showing that he was passing them with Ruthie on his back, and he is like jogging with her, where everyone else is kind of like walking and slowing down a little bit, and he's like, look, I'm gonna put this in another gear, I'm taking you with me, and let's go. And I just think it was great, and it helped him out in the points to keep him in second place behind Yes and keeping it close. So he did it for 1 himself, but 2 for Ruthie, and 3 to give us what we want as challenge fans, and that is a beast mode level type of competition and beast mode level type of performance. Now let's get into some comments from my Thursday's review and recap, and the first one comes from Logan, who says, John A surprised me. She killed it. This season is so good. 100%. John A came to slay, and she's doing just that in the finals. The next comment comes from Kenneth, who says, Yes had the best strategy stage 1. He must have watched Invasion and learned that having the right partner each stage will help you win. Yeah, that was really good. I really enjoyed that level of strategy because you could see like his Zella was done. He started taking out pieces and then putting them back, and he was waiting for Jemmy and helping her out because he wanted to be partnered up with her heading into stage 1. Lex Owen says, I love how respectful all the male partners are being so far. Yeah, on the Aftermath, everyone was talking about how the house was full of gentlemen, that this was the best that the men had ever acted towards the women in a challenge season, and you love to hear that. I mean, everyone is grown up, they are very much more adult, and to hear that they were being so respectful once in the finals, but also in the challenge in general, is really heartwarming, and I'm happy to hear that because it just sucks to go back and watch the old seasons where it's just like toxic masculinity and just toxicity throughout the season. It's just like, ugh, I could deal without this. The next comment comes from a horror movie Scream Queen, who says, why were there so many freaking players in the final challenge, lol? This season feels rushed, haha. First of all, I think that's what the challenge producers would like you to hear. First of all, I think that the challenge producers like to hear that people are wanting more. I also think that they waited to put double eliminations in the season so that way we got more time with our favorite competitors that are going to be on the season. If they were to do doubles, then more players would leave earlier. So I think that's why there were so many competitors coming into the finals. Miguel says, this is what I'm talking about. No head starts, just race and let's get to it. Real All-Stars vibe. I love it. I love that there's no head starts. Hopefully there isn't a head start in part 2. We're gonna have to wait and see what's left of the finals, but yeah, I'm happy that there's no head starts. Everyone's just picking their players and just going. The next comment comes from Andrew, who says, the point system and male-female pairings make this strategic, and the fact that there's only one individual winner, very fair. For example, by the end of checkpoint 2, John A actually was in first place. By the way, she's doing so well, and I'm so proud of her. I like this final format so far, and I hope part 2 keeps the momentum. I 1000% agree with you. I love the point system. I love the final format, and I hope that they can bring this into the main season as well, because I just like the transparency more than anything. The next comment comes from Imani, who says, when Big Easy told Anissa, I'm so freaking proud of you, as they finished checkpoint 3, that got me in my feelings. So heartwarming. It was really nice. It was really nice to see Big Easy and Anissa really like bond together on that checkpoint 3. I really enjoyed that portion. The next comment comes from MP, who says, wonder if Casey was home watching Darrell pick up Ruthie and wishing he was her partner in Double Agents finals. Oh, I had that thought too. The next comment comes from Alex, who says, I love the point system that we as viewers get to track. I haven't liked that they no longer show the times or points in recent seasons. Loving this final so far. I think I'll be happy with whoever wins, but rooting for Darrell, yes, Alton, Mark, Ruthie, Anissa, and Kelly Ann. I'm with you right there that I love the transparency. I think I've been screaming for MTV and the challenge to be more transparent with the viewers, and I get that they want it to be more mysterious in these later seasons of like, oh, even though they crossed the finish line, who wins? We gotta just keep it a mystery because that's what keeps the tension up until the very last moment that we announce the results. But I would much rather just know clear cut who the winner is by like seeing everything that's happening and being able to keep track. I love the transparency in this. Tyler comments, this final had me screaming and crying almost the entire time like it was a Super Bowl or something. No lie, Jonna is proving that she never got the shot that she deserved in her beginnings. When she tumbled over the bike and said, I'm fine, keep going, don't stop, I was in tears. She gives her all 100% of the time, and the point system is the perfect equalizer. Literally one of the best finals ever to me already. Couldn't agree more, Tyler. I completely agree, and I love Jonna. And yeah, she did have that panic like moments in the bike ride with Yes, and Yes was just so supportive. He was there to help her out, really push her when she wanted to be pushed, but he took his time when she needed to take her time, but she like pushed herself. They got back on the bike and they finished that up first, and that was awesome. The next comment comes from Mocha, who says, where are these ideas for the final in the main show? I know, right? This seems very fair, and I like the amount of people in the final because it makes it entertaining, but I hope they bring these ideas into the show at some point. You and me both, Mocha. Katie Marshall says, I was so proud of Jonna. She did really well in the first part of the final, even though Jonna was worried or annoyed. I actually think that Easy's walk slower strategy might work for them in passing up the other players' teams, as it seemed like the most of them, if not all, had stopped because of the pain from the peppers. I agree. I think she was getting annoyed at Easy, and rightfully so. I mean, she just got only 2 points with Mark in the race portion when she got first place on the first 2 checkpoints, so she wants to make up some time. She wants to make up that ground, but as we saw in the first part with the kayaking, even though Darrell and Jonna were second behind Alton and Anissa, they were making up a lot of ground. They were able to just stay steady, and with their stay steady and calm demeanor, they were able to pass up Alton and Anissa, who made a grave mistake. So to me, I feel like a lot of these players are having a lot of troubles, and Jonna and Easy, if they just stay consistent and push themselves, they could pass up some other players and make up some ground, and Jonna could get back up in the lead, I think. And the final comment comes from Vina, who says, 1. Jonna's performance shocked me. 2. The respect and positive reinforcement from the male players was so refreshing. 3. I couldn't help but to wonder how Kendall would have done in the final. 4. Seems like this is Big Easy's redemption from dying in Gauntlet 3. Surprised they haven't shown any flashbacks from that moment, considering they played Katie's Fall like 947 times. I remember that Cutthroat, they just showed that over and over again. I think they would save that for part 2 once he is able to cross the finish line, if he's going to be able to cross the finish line. He's doing really well so far, but if he can make it to day 2 and push past the finish line, I think they're going to show that, and he's going to talk about how I didn't think I was going to make it back to another finals. This is redemption from Gauntlet 3 when I was falling down and I couldn't finish that finals. This is me. This is me pushing past that moment, and this is me showing that I do have what it takes to finish that final, because I think we did have a confessional at a certain point in this final where he was talking about how he's just wanting to finish this. It doesn't sound like he's necessarily believes in himself that he can win, but he is happy to be in the finals. Of course, he's going to try to win, but he wants to push himself and finish it, because in the Gauntlet 3 finals, he wasn't able to finish it. So I think that's going to be played in part 2 once he's able to like get into the final stretch and possibly make it past that finish line. But thank you so much for watching. What do you think about these finals? Let me know that in the comment section below. Who are you rooting for? What do you think is going to happen? I feel like they're going to do them dirty, because the checkpoint we left off with them, they had eaten peppers. They have to like walk to checkpoint 5. And to me, I feel like they're walking right into an eating challenge. So they have to deal with these peppers in their stomach, and then they're having to get through this like walk of hell to get to checkpoint 5, which is just going to be an eating challenge, which they're not going to like anything that they're going to be presented, which I think is doing them dirty. I do like in part 2, the sleeping arrangement. It looks like they have to sleep and keep their whoever they're partnered with up on like a teeter-totter bed. That looks cool as heck. I'm so excited for part 2. Are you excited for part 2? Let me know that in the comment section below. Who are you rooting for? Do you think anybody can make up some time? Or do you think this is, yes, Darrell or John A's final to lose? Let me know anything and everything you think about down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. While you're down there, hit that like and subscribe button. I'll be back really, really soon with more Challenge All-Star content, more challenge content, more content in general. But until then, peace.